Hello, new viewers. And you're all new viewers because this is a new YouTube channel. It is called Moonlight Reel, as I'm sure you can see because you're looking at the page even now. It will be a channel about magical things. Everything from magical girl anime, which I love, to magical books, to doing magic. So maybe a cross between a book review video blog and one of those Witchcraft Hall come see my altar video blogs, but maybe a little different too. I was actually inspired to start my own channel by Fairy Truths and her talk about being a fairy and her fairy spells on her channel. So my channel's going to be a little bit like that too. However, since I am just starting out and I haven't even got a tripod to put my camera on yet, I figured I'd start with something simple, like taking a look at this book, which I got the other day. It's called Introduction to Magical Creatures, Mermaids, Unicorns, and Fairies by Pamela Chen. I saw it at a thrift store and I said to myself, that is the worst Photoshop job I've seen in my life. I must own this. And so I bought it. Looking at the back, here's our author, who also calls herself the Psychic Doll. I assume because she kind of looks like a ball-jointed doll, you know, the pretty and the funky hair. She is an intuitive manifesting coach, a master teacher in Usui, Atlantean, and Fairy Reiki, and a whole lot of other stuff that, well, doesn't really make you think she's very serious. But it is kind of an interesting book, even despite the amount of woo-woo on the back cover. So opening it up, it talks about unicorns, mermaids, and fairies. It has a test to see which one you are. Are you more unicorn, mermaid, or fairy? I kind of circled all of them, so apparently I am every magical creature ever. Oh boy, I'm going to have to get... See, we're learning as we're going here on how I'm going to do this channel. Magical sightings, mermaid sightings, mentioning that mermaid documentary, fake mermaid documentary on Animal Planet. You guys remember that? I thought that was very cool, but I don't like that they do fake documentaries and don't tell you they're fake. What else is in this book? So here is the mermaid section has test on how to tell if you're a mermaid. Flip to that. So, are you a mermaid? Checklist. If you answer yes to 8 of these mermaid qualities, need to drink lots of water daily, like to seek and collect treasures, love to stare at and own shiny things, etc., 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 all this test. I, of course, turn out completely mermaid, but actually I'm just an Ocean Girl fan. It also lists mermaid powers, including power to control water, power to control wind, strangely for mermaids, and how to heat and freeze water. So mermaids apparently have these powers, or else Pamela Chen has watched H2O just add water. More. Here's about mermaid tails. How would you like to buy your own mermaid tail? Oh, and here's the reason this is really in here for Fairy Truths fans. It is a magic spell to get a mermaid tail. The author hasn't tried it, so she doesn't know if it works. But her mermaid spirit guide gave it to her. So if you get the book, it does have a real live turn into a mermaid spell. I don't know that I could try it. Maybe I could. It looks like the ingredients are something I could get. So there's that to investigate. Unicorn chapter, history of unicorns. Medieval stories, the unicorn tapestries, how to make a healing unicorn altar with a unicorn statue of some sort. Are you a unicorn checklist? Very intelligent, high IQ, drawn to be a healer, like to help others, have a wild, untamable side. You also might be a werewolf if you have that. And she lists how to test if a unicorn horn is authentic. And this jumped right out at me because I have seen all of these tests before in Bruce Coville's Unicorn Treasury book of unicorn stories. So the author of this book has clearly read Bruce Coville's book as a child. And if you haven't read it, the Unicorn Treasury, get your hands on a copy. I would show off mine, but I don't know where it is. I do still have it. And I remember all of these tests, like draw a circle on the ground with the horn and place a spider inside the circle. If the horn is a true unicorn horn, the spider won't be able to cross a circle drawn with it. All of those tests really stuck in my head, and forever after I will know how to test the unicorn horn if I ever find one. There is not a spell to turn into a unicorn, but there is a spell to kind of meet your spirit unicorn guide, sort of. Yeah, that's what it is. Call upon your unicorn energy. But you actually meet it's a visualization to like meet your unicorn spirit guide. And here's the fairy section. Origin of the fairies. There's no known origin where fairies came from. They've been in mythology forever. She believes that fairies exist but are on a different vibrational level. And so that's why you have to, like, be in a magical trance to see them. I think she believes fairies are tiny creatures rather than people-sized, like Fairy Truth thinks they are. Whenever someone mentions vibrational levels, I get a little, I don't know about that. That's a little strange. Talk about different kinds of fairies. Are you a fairy checklist? Do you dream about having wings? Are you an artist? Do you love to create things? Do you love animals? Do you laugh a lot? Are you always curious about everything? Yeah, pretty much. So all these checklists, I am like every magical being. You probably are too. Fairies are pure magic. They're made out of magic and live day to day in magic. Fairyland operates on its own time. How to find fairies, and this is an interesting part. Chakra fairies. So, in addition to fairies being extra beings, I guess she mentions like spirit fairies that are like part of your spirit. Chakras being energy centers believed by mystics from the East. You cannot, like, your doctor cannot detect your chakras. They're a different kind of thing than that. They're a magical thing. And so she describes the 7 fairies that live in your chakras. Or maybe they're parts of your spirit that manifest as fairies, which is kind of a neat idea, I have to say. Talking about how to create a fairy garden. There's a lot of tutorials on that, so I won't stick with it. Fairies in a jar, glow stick and glitter. And the last section of the book is about connecting to your magical guides. It's like how to cleanse your space and do meditation and stuff to talk to your fairy, mermaid, and unicorn companions. And that is everything that's in the book. Here's her bio, which has another funny note. Her pet parakeet, George, is one of her spirit guides who's taken a physical form. I try not to laugh. It's a little bit funny. But at the same time, I mean, if my doggy was one of my spiritual guides, I'd just, that would be what it was. The other thing, I missed one of my post-it notes. The other thing that I thought was cool in this book was this magical creatures journaling exercise. Start a fun journal documenting your personal sightings of these magical creatures. Except she doesn't mean go out in the world and be like a Monster Quest cameraman and try to see actual unicorns. She's thinking about where unicorns and mermaids and fairies appear in your life. Like you might be at a store and see a statue of a fairy, or you might see a unicorn in a movie. And that you can write down those sightings in a book and write about your feelings and sort of like seeing magical creatures could be signs of magic in your life that you can, think about and follow and that would help you discover things. So I thought that was a very cool journaling idea. So that has been my report on this book. And since it does have a transformation spell, is why I thought, Watch me mess the camera. That's why I thought it would be interesting as for my first video, in sort of an homage to Fairy Truths, who inspired me to make a channel. So there's this book. Pamela Chen does not seem to have a website anymore, so I couldn't find out any more about her and her psychic doll life and what she's up to now. I think she lives in Las Vegas, which seems like a very strange place for a psychic to live, especially a psychic mermaid, because she says she was a mermaid in her past life, and a fairy princess, which also sort of, like, you want to laugh, but then if you were a mermaid in a past life, then it would be real, so you can't really laugh at other people. The other thing I'm going to do in this inaugural video is open this box. Fairy Dust, treasure box of fairy magic and wisdom. I got this at the witchy store, and I don't know what's in it. And the lady at the witchy store who sold it to me didn't know what was in it. She said, "Oh, I've never opened one of those. I don't even know what's in them." So I'm going to open it, and we're going to find out, and I can send her this video, and then she will know, and she'll be able to tell anybody else who wants to buy one. Assuming I can get past the plastic wrap. I'm also in a toy opening channel, so I should be good at it. I've read the back, and I know that it's actually a card deck. This beautiful 40-card deck allows you to speak with the spirits of the forest and natural world, connecting your soul to messages of love, light, and helpful assistance. Tap into your intuition to find the wisdom and magic of the fairies. Alright, oh. Inside this box there is fairy dust to be discovered. Ah, so they're sort of inspirational quote cards. When you're feeling in need of guidance, state your wish, state your command, and draw a card with your intuitive hand. Let's see what they look like. Animal healing. No matter the creature, earth, sky, or sea, animals show us how true love can be. Be strong. So they're little rhymes about fairy magic. Whenever you see a butterfly flutter through the grass, it is to remind you of the love of those who've passed. That's nice. Life is a canvas for you to use. Paint all the colors of happy moods. What, Bob Ross is a fairy? Veggies and fruit from yellow to blue, like medicine, they're good for you. Okay, yes, that's true, but oh, the rhyming is starting to get to me. Alright, so I can tell the nice lady at the witchy store I now know what is in the box. It is cards with these funny little rhyming quotes. So you could use them kind of to give you a hint on what was going to happen in your day, or give you some wisdom when you need it. They're very pretty. I really like the picture on the back. The rhymes are a little cloying, though. The Green Fairy. A cheeky green fairy on your behalf is appearing here to make you laugh. Alright, well that seems like a good note. I'm going to laugh and end on that. This was my first experimental video. Future videos will make more sense. The camera will be on a tripod, and maybe I'll tell you all my plans for what I'm really going to do with this channel, other than video the strange things that end up in my house. I will see you next time. Goodbye!